YouTube, welcome back to a ban list. We've had a man list, and there is flan on this list. There might even be some clam. Sorry, the wrong game. Duel Links has had a ban list, and as someone who has not played Duel Links in probably like 2 years and hasn't witnessed a Duel Links tournament in like 6 months, this will be an interesting reveal here. So I do know that the KC Cup just happened, which is the equivalent of the World's Grind. So I guess that will have probably impacted a lot of the decisions that some people have made here. Let's have a look. We are banning Bish Balkan. Was this real? Was this a real card? That's so funny. Okay, Bish Balkan is now banned, and they've also, I've kind of semi-spoiled it for myself, Summon Breaker. So I apparently, was this an FTK in Duel Links, or were people using it for non-FTK reasons? Because I can't really think of what you would use this for non-FTK reasons. What did you do with this in Duel Links? Stall? So it wasn't actually an FTK? It was clogging the field? It was like a dumb stall strategy? Ghostrick was using it. It FTK'd because it just filled your board? Well, can you not just link with the monster? Special as many tokens as possible. No main phase 2. Some skills can't play links. Some decks can't link off 2 tokens. That's so funny. Summon Breaker. Dude, I remember this card from years ago. This thing was really annoying. I remember when Blackwing first came to Master Duel, I was playing Blackwing, and I was running Summon Breaker. During main phase 1, if the turn player successfully conducts their 3rd summon, it becomes the end phase. So naturally, in a format that only has 1 main phase, this is obviously insane. It's just summon limit, because there's no main phase 2. Yeah, it's a busted card. That makes sense. Limited to 1. Assembled Nightingale is getting unbanned. They're unbanning Nightingale. And I think that this is not a half damage card. All the burn cards in Duel Links do half their damage because 4,000 life points. No, hit to 1? Oh, unlimited to 1. Ah, I see. So what does that really... how does that make a difference? Because in Duel Links, there's a million cards that are all like limited to 1, which means, unlike the TCG and Master Duel, if a card is limited to 1, you can only play 1 of that limited card. So what does this cut you off from? A bunch of staples? Anything particular? Is there any engine pieces that prevents you from utilizing? You will see. Okay, all right, fair enough. Hieratic Seal of Reflection is another card as well, limited to 1. So I think this is just Solemn Warning. Spell, Trap, or Monster Effect is that... Oh, wow, it's like Solemn Judgment. Kind of, sort of. It's Monster Effect and then Spells or Traps. Tribute a Hieratic, Negate, and Destroy. And on top of that, you get the Hieratic Float into Gorgon Egg. A pre-hit. Wait, so we haven't had Hieratics? Ooh. Duel Links power level is really something, man. We're gonna get like... I mean, they already have Striker and Rockets and... I don't know, man. Hieratics are coming. Interesting. Ooh, Predaplants. We're getting a limit of the Hydra. Wow. So you can't play both of these Predaplant cards because they're both now in the shared limited pool here to 1. Predaplanet to 1 and Hydra to 1. Limited to 2. Cobalt Sparrow. So that doesn't really affect the Nightingale too much. But I assume 2 is a really bad number. I will most likely hazard a guess that there's a lot of staples that are at 2 in Master Duel. I keep saying Master Duel. In Duel Links. So this probably clashes with a bunch of stuff. They just killed this deck. So you went from being able to play 3 Sparrow, 3 Warbler to 1 and 1. I mean, I don't know. Maybe with Bird Call and 20 cards, it's still somewhat semi-consistent, but holy crap. I just feel bad for people who like craft like and budget into this stuff. Like, look, imagine having a bird deck. You have an ultra rare Nightingale. You have 3 super sparrows and 3 super sparrows that you have to like pull for. You know, crafting, by the way. You know, this just sounds terrible. This card was free. Wait, was this one free? Read their skill. Can you link it to me? What's it called? I'll have to search it here. Hold on. Skills. Bird? Captivating Bird Call, or Lyrilusk Bird Humming, or Lyrilusk Rising Bird. There's 3 skills here. Which one was the good one? Bird Humming? You cannot normal special any monsters except for Lyrilusks and level 1s. Reveal a little Lyrilusk in your hand and then send a Lyrilusk from deck to grave. So what do you send, like Wagtail, if that's in the game? Or just anything as a target for Warbler. If your opponent controls a monster, send a monster from your field to the grave. Then play 1 Lyrilusk from your deck to your field in face down. Why is that good? This one is the bad one, right? Surely the mill is the good effect, right? So you just dump something for Warbler. Cobalt if you have Warbler, most likely. Yeah. You can flip it, I assume? No, it says its battle position can be changed. Oh. Why does it even say play a Lyrilusk from your deck? Why not just summon it face up? I don't know. Maybe that interacts with something. Sure, you get to just get something from your deck and face down, and then just immediately flip it up. That is so broken. It's E-Telly and Foolish in 1 skill. Amazing content. Limited to 2 Spiral Battle, so I guess they're unhitting some Galaxy cards. Not Galaxy. What is that deck? Phantasm cards. And then Cybers are getting a buff as well, I think. It could be a buff. It might not be a buff. Some staples are at 1, some staples are at 2. It kind of depends. So I guess this is probably good for Cyber Dragons. Limited to 3 Needle Sealing. What was this interacting with? Who was out here playing Needle Sealing? Ultra rare, by the way. Ultra rare. Jesus. Barrow Canary also getting limited to 3. Dude! They're just murdering Lyrilusk. This deck can't be playable anymore, surely. And, Needle Sealing is being abused by ghostrick. Ah! Limited to 2 ghostrick Jack Frost from 2 to 3. Wait, but that's a buff. Wait, these are buffs, right? 2 to 3? Surely 2 to 3 is a buff. Not really? There's way too much context required for Duel Links to understand this stuff. Berserker went from 1 to 0. Or 3, or not 3, or unlimited, infinity. Punishment is not unlimited. This card is in the game. Do they have Untis? There's no way. Ensemble got unlimited, so that helps a lot, actually. Okay, no Untis? Okay, but there must be other good targets, right? They have Titanic Lad. Unlimiting Brave Neos. I remember this thing being meta years ago. Well, I think it was mostly the Neos fusion that made it good. TG limiter removal is unlimited. Ixchel from 1 to 3. Bro, I remember Dark Lords being the best deck like 5 years ago. And they're only just now bringing it back. Yeah, please buy our new cards, huh? Can it be more obvious? Charge of the Light Brigade to 3! Oh! I love Charge of Light Brigade. So I do plan on playing Duel Links again at some point, just for 1 stream. I'm going to dedicate 1 single stream to Duel Links one day and do a little retrospective semi-video video essay style thing on it. But that would be, that's pretty funny. Rush or Speed? Definitely Speed. I just don't have any interest in Rush Duel. Kluger to 3. Unlimit Chaos Max. Chaos Form from 1. How much are you spending on it? I will budget $10. Does that sound fair? Unlimiting Roland, Emerald Bird. Wow. Dude, this is a huge ban list. And there's a bunch of skill changes. The Avarice skills have all been buffed. Instead of shuffling 3 of its noted type, it just shuffles 3 monsters, including 1 of its noted type. I mean, put 1 monster from your grave into the deck and then draw 1 card. Sounds decent, but when your other skills in this game are like E-Telly and Foolish in 1 skill, it's like, yeah, okay. I think we're still gonna stick to the skills related to our archetype instead of like the generic ones. Red Eyes Reverse has been massively buffed. The Red Eyes deck building requirement has been removed, the special restriction doesn't apply, and the return a card from hand to the deck if you don't control a normal downside is now draw a card if you do not control a normal. What the fuck? That's crazy. Revolution the Floor now summons its free monsters and face down. Their positions can be changed functionally, just adding a window to interact that wasn't there prior. Okay, cool. So I guess like the difference from E-Tellying a monster is that because skills in Duel Links don't start a chain, You can kind of just like get priority to use your skill and then just have the monster face up. But I don't know. I guess your opponent gets to... When a skill resolves in Duel Links, turn player, I assume, has priority to make a move, right? Which is why if it's set, you have to flip it, then your opponent can interact. Okay, so that would be broken if you could just E-telly with a skill and then your opponent like can't do anything on res. So that makes sense. Good riddance, Bish Balkan and Summon Breaker. Your degeneracy will be missed. Was Bish Balkan really that bad? Bro, just Link Summon Lamau. 24 card ban list. Great hits overall, but I'm a bit worried about Ghostrick's power since the only thing they lose is Needle. Predaplant losing Super Poly and Trap is huge, but they're still playable. And instead of Knighting turn 1, we can make a Robin. Not as good, but still something to consider. Birds also got huge hits, losing 2 of your best starters. And Eclipse Needle is considerable, and Sidra finally can play Overflow and Infinity. See, this is the context of things you miss when you don't know the full ban list. Because Overflow to 2 from 1 meant that you could only choose to play Infinity and Overflow. Now you can play both. So that's actually a massive buff in that regard, because 1 to 2 doesn't actually sound that crazy, but then when in the context of being able to unlock other cards that were no longer possible because they were within the same restriction bracket is huge. Shoutouts to Norrentino on Duel Links meta. This person has given me a very succinct and good explanation. I appreciate you. All my Cyber Dragon homies rejoice for Overflow. Before seeing these implemented, on paper this is an incredibly good ban list. Almost everything that I asked for and a bit more. Well, if Grand Harrier says it's a good ban list, then I trust him. We are so back, Lightsworn comrades. What does a Lightsworn deck look like? I'm asking for friend, because I have 3 charge. Ayo, it's been a minute since we got a ban list this good. Rare Konami W. They should hit Ghostrick harder, but otherwise it's a good deck. Yeah, Red Eye's best deck, real. Hoping for new cards. We are so back, sorry. Like, my brain read the X shell, so it put an L letter in my mind, and sorry. I don't know how that happened. Free X-Gel, yeah. Finally, a good fucking list. Good riddance, Bish, and Summon Breaker. X-Gel Libre! Viva la raza. Konami's telling us the Heratic deck is going to be that good. A searchable Omni-Negate is always at least decent. If we get the missing Xyz, which I think is very likely, the negative is even protected from MST and Cosmic. Okay, cool.